Why does the US government want to ban TikTok? On April 24, 2024, President Joe Biden signed the legislation that could lead to a nationwide ban on TikTok next year, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. This act aims to address national security concerns related to foreign-controlled apps by either forcing a sale to a non-foreign entity or banning them altogether. The US government alleges that TikTok, as a subsidiary of the Chinese company ByteDance, poses a risk to national security because of the potential for the Chinese government to access American users' data. There are concerns that TikTok could be compelled to share data with the Chinese government under China's national security laws. Officials fear that TikTok could be used for surveillance and espionage. There are worries that the app could be exploited to collect sensitive information on US citizens, including location data and browsing history, which could be used for intelligence purposes. Another concern is the potential for TikTok to be used as a tool for spreading misinformation or propaganda. The US government has suggested that the app could be manipulated to influence public opinion or interfere in political processes by promoting certain narratives favorable to Chinese interests. Previous instances of data breaches and privacy violations have also fueled these concerns. Reports of ByteDance employees accessing non-public data about US users have heightened suspicions about the company's handling of user information. According to an article written in June 2023, a former employee of ByteDance alleged that the CCP spied on pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong in 2018 by using backdoor access to TikTok to identify and monitor the activists' locations and communications. The former employee alleges he viewed access logs showing that CCP officials, whom he described as part of a special committee with dedicated physical access to ByteDance's Beijing offices, used a so-called God credential to bypass any privacy protections the company may have otherwise applied to the TikTok data. The committee and external investigators used the God credential to identify and locate the Hong Kong protesters, civil rights activists, and supporters of the protests you alleged in the filing. From the logs, I saw that the committee accessed the protesters, civil rights activists, and supporters' unique user data, locations, and communications. TikTok declined to comment on the allegation. In a statement, a ByteDance spokesperson sought to discredit use claims as an opportunistic publicity grab. We plan to vigorously oppose what we believe are baseless claims and allegations in this complaint, the statement said, adding that Yu's employment at a ByteDance app known as Flippergram was terminated in 2018, but are working for the company for less than a year. It's curious that Mr. Yu has never raised these allegations in the 5 years since his employment for Flippergram was terminated in July 2018. His actions are clearly intended to garner media attention. TikTok CEO Shou Chew previously told US lawmakers that the company has never been asked by the Chinese government for data on its US users and would never comply with such a request. TikTok has also said it is implementing a plan to store US user data on third-party US-based servers, with access to that data controlled by US employees. The company is moving to implement a similar solution for European data. As of the date of this video, the US government has not provided concrete evidence that TikTok has shared data with the Chinese government. TikTok's privacy policy allows for the sharing of user data with its parent company, ByteDance. Given ByteDance's location in China, it is subject to Chinese laws that could compel it to provide data to the government if requested. This includes the 2017 cybersecurity law, which requires companies to assist in national security matters. Although TikTok has stated that it has not and would not share data with the Chinese government, the potential for future risk exists due to the legal environment in China. The ability of the Chinese government to compel companies to provide data creates a significant concern, even if there's been no documented case of such sharing to date. Overall, the fears surrounding TikTok are rooted in the potential for data access and the legal obligations of Chinese companies rather than specific documented incidents of data being handed over to the Chinese government. But what are your thoughts on the matter? Is the US correct in its fears? Do you believe it is right for them to ban the application from the country? I am excited to hear what the consensus is in the comments section below.